Patriotic Challenge hosted by Teresa B. DIY and Unicorn Dust Designs to benefit the Fisher House fundraiser. Link to Teresa and Unicorn Dust will be in my description box, along with a link to the playlist and the Fisher House fundraiser. Starting out with some red paint and a Dollartree brownie pan. I cover the pan in about 2 to 3 coats of the red spray paint. And then I have a black paint for these jar lids that I'm going to use as wheels. I do have 4 lids. One of them was black. That's why I'm only spray painting these 3. The paint is completely dry on this pan. So now I'm going to go ahead and add a couple of stars and using Award Blue. And with the side embellishments complete, I moved on to figuring how I was going to attach the wheels. And I thought using 2 tumbling tower blocks glued together for each wheel would be enough to give it enough support and lift off of the ground. So I used Gorilla Wood glue to glue my tumbling tower blocks together and then set them aside to dry. Okay, and while the glue dries on those, I'm gonna get started on making wooden fireworks, wooden firecrackers. I'm gonna make 3 and let's see, maybe 3 blocks wide would be enough. I'll do 3 different heights. So this one, I'll double this. So this is 9 blocks. So I'll double this to 18. And this one, since this is 3 rows of 3, I'll make this one 4 rows of 3. And then the next one will be 5 rows of 3. So that there is just a slight variation in the height. And with the plan for how large I wanted them to be, I went ahead and attached the blocks with Gorilla Wood glue. Okay, with the glue dry on these blocks now, I stand them up just to see if they will all stand, and they do. They're a pretty nice thickness. So I'm going to go ahead and use Elmer's wood filler to fill in any spots where the wood was a little irregular and there are a few gaps. Then I moved on to adding paint. This is red jot paint that I found in Crafter Square area of Dollartree. White matte apple barrel, matte apple barrel award blue, Then I take some of that apple barrel white matte paint to make the rim part for the red wagon. Then I moved on to setting a tumbling tower block inside one of the lids, so I knew exactly where I needed to apply the glue, so I had a really good bond between the pan, the wood, and the wheel. I marked my other 3 wheel supports, and then I applied Gorilla Clear Grip glue to my tumbling tower pieces along with hot glue. I'm going to add one more block to each one to lift it up just a bit more for the wheels. With the third pieces secure, I went ahead and added Clear Grip Gorilla Glue and a little hot glue so that I could attach my wheels to this wagon. And now I'm going to remove the stakes from these Gnome Garden stakes. I just fell in love with them when I saw them at the store. I immediately thought of a parade and little kids in wagons waving flags when I saw these gnomes. For some reason, they just really brought that memory back to me. So that's why I wanted to create this craft for this playlist project, and I'm gluing it down to a piece of tumbling tower block so that it will stand up in the wagon. And the way the feet are kind of weird, so you can only really glue down one of the metal pieces to the wood because one of the feet is shorter than the other. So if you try to glue it straight down, it'll end up lopsided. So you have to glue it to one side and then add a little extra glue to the other side to kind of fill it in so he doesn't look like he's kind of drunk. Okay, so I'm happy that both of the gnomes will stand without falling over. And I want to add in this cute little patriotic unicorn into the wagon as well. And I need a handle for the wagon, so I found a scrap piece of bamboo skewer and a piece of tumbling tower block, and I just painted them with the jet black matte color, and I'm just going to hot glue them together and then attach them to the bottom of the wagon. I found these great bandanas at Dollartree as well, and I thought they'd be really cute to put into the wagon to cover the wood on the gnome's feet. Very cute with the fireworks and the ice cream cones, and I think all of it looks really cute together. The unicorn is the gnome's pet, and they're all at the Memorial Day parade enjoying themselves, decked out in their red, white, and blue. back to the fireworks. They are all dry, and now I want to add a little decoration. For the stems, I thought this table decor would look really cute instead of just using twine, so I snipped off a few pieces to add as the stems. And with the stars, to me it like resembles, like, you know, the sparks from the when you light the fireworks, like the little sparks that are there, you know, before it like really explodes. So I thought this would be really cute as the stem. And I'm using this stencil from Michael's to add a flag to the largest of the fireworks. I'm using the white matte apple barrel, and I thought taping it down the top would help it lay down and it wouldn't be so messy. I was wrong, and I don't like what happened with the stars. So I tried to like wipe it up a little bit, and I kind of got flustered with it, and I just set it aside and moved on to the other two to try to get those together. And these are Martha Stewart stencils that I'm using for the blue and the white firecrackers. I like the way the stars came out on the blue one, but for the white one I'm going to use this like sparkle firework type picture that they have here, and use both red and blue to fill it in. Okay, I like the way both of these turned out, so I wanted to add a bit of distressing with sandpaper, so I sanded the edges so some of the wood would show through, because I want this to look, you know, worn and a rustic look. And thank goodness that rustic is very forgiving, so, you know, nothing has to be absolutely perfect. And that's what I thought about when I went back to the red one. I said, you know what, let me just add some star stickers on top of it, because this is rustic decor. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. It's okay. And here they are all finished. My take on wooden firecrackers, and I actually do love them. And for my final project, I'm using another gnome yardstake, but this one I want to paint. I want to turn him from a regular gnome into GI gnome, so I'm going to use this Kelly green to cover all of his Uncle Sam attire. And I'm going to be mounting him on this wooden star, so I'm just going to cover it in some matte white apple barrel paint. Then I used Waverly Antique Wax to add a bit of aging to the star. When I glued him down, the little tabs on the back of his feet really helped to secure him onto the wood. And then for the final finishing touches, I should say, I just added some of the stars from the table decorations and a piece of scrap farmhouse ribbon to hang the star with, and that was it. And here are all of my patriotic projects all together. Super happy with the way everything turned out, and I just want to say that I am so grateful and thankful for all of the veterans and active duty service members, not just in my family, but all over. Thank you for everything you do to protect our freedoms.